Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the vlog. I am Jay, also known as the American Expat by some, or that idiot by others. A lot of things are happening here in China. A lot of developments. I'm just watching as everything gets worse and worse between the United States and China. The latest that I'm hearing is that the United States is planning to block Tik Tok and other Chinese apps for security reasons. So it kind of made me think maybe I'll talk about some Chinese apps and how they work here in China and why they might be right or might be wrong. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. I really feel like you should be in charge of deciding for yourself what you're going to use. Of course, you might be an idiot to use things like TikTok, but just the same, and who knows? I don't know. I guess we'll talk about that, so stick around. Thanks for sticking with us. By the way, check out this mug that my wife got me. It's got my whole family on it, my wife, myself, and my son holding hands. It's a pretty cool gift, right? So, back to what I was talking about, these apps. Before I get too far into this whole thing about the apps and TikTok and all of that, I want to say, just myself, if you happen to be in the United States or any other country where you value your privacy and free thinking, I would highly advise that you not use TikTok or any other of these Chinese social media apps. Probably delete it off your phone. I might even get some kind of third-party software to make sure that it's really gone from your phone, because well, if Apple's catching them spying and sending the information back to China from the United States when they're claiming to be separate in the United States, then, well, yeah, they're probably spying on you, and it's not good. And as for the government coming out and banning the app, well, that's where I start to get a little bit iffy. I don't know if the government should be telling you or anyone what they can and cannot do or what products they can and cannot use. If you want to use it and you don't mind that the Chinese government is spying on you, and as I'll talk about here in a second, possibly steering your opinions toward their goals, then by all means use TikTok. But personally, I wouldn't suggest doing that. Now, getting into what I'm talking about, I saw this little video talking about how some of these social media apps work. And even in the United States, they do this, but I feel like it's a little bit more dangerous when you're dealing with a hostile foreign government that's doing this. Yeah, I know I'm I'm pushing it back. Let me get right into it. So, essentially what happens is you set up an account, and let's say you post something, and it happens to be in alignment with what, let's say, the Communist Party likes. Suddenly you start getting all these likes and followers and all of these comments, and you're like, wow, that's great. It makes you feel good. So you start to talk more about that sort of thing, and more happens until you've got all these people following you. The problem is they're not real people, they're bots. The Chinese government is very good at this. And it's a way that they control the people's opinions here in China, kind of control their minds to keep them in alignment with what the government wants. If somebody doesn't talk about what the government wants, then, well, they just
better not post that.
Never get seen. So it's like a reward for good behavior. At least good behavior as far as they're concerned. And guess what? They'll be doing it to you in the United States and Great Britain and wherever else you happen to be. If you post something that's in alignment with them, let's say you come on and say, well, I don't, maybe China's not to blame for the virus, or maybe, China's not such a bad place. Suddenly you're going to get all these likes, and I've experienced it actually on YouTube. I even had them telling me what videos I should post. It was really bizarre. So I posted something about the my car, and talking about how good it was. This is a while ago. Really, when I just started off with the videos. And I started to get all this attention from Chinese people, and they're saying, oh, if you were to post a video about this, then you would get a lot of, subscribers. And I thought, that's so bizarre. Who in their right mind, I mean, most of the viewers on YouTube are in the United States. So who in America is really interested in learning about Chinese car brands? I mean, if you are, then you can comment about it and let me know, but I really don't think that people care about Baojun, and I don't think they care about Geely. Well, maybe as far as, Geely has bought out Volvo, but I don't think most people know what they are. If they do, then they think of them as like, oh, isn't that company that makes like air conditioning units and refrigerators and that sort of thing? Yeah, they are. They also own Volvo, and they make cars. And or maybe you've heard of let me think, Trumpchi. That's one people might be interested in just because it's got Trump's name in it. Trumpchi, yeah, that's another Chinese car brand. But for the most part, I don't think anybody's really interested outside of China in Chinese car brands. But yeah, that happens. So you post something that they like, and then suddenly all these bots, and they are bots, they're not real people, just start following you, and it makes it look like, you're getting a lot of following, and it makes you feel good, right? But it's all fake. And that happens on TikTok. It happens on all these Chinese apps. For example, Weibo. It's another one that they have. It's kind of like Instagram. You post things that are favorable to China, and you're going to get a bunch of people looking at it and commenting. But if you don't, then the Chinese government makes sure that no one sees it. Now, I don't think that Weibo is very widely spread outside of China, but it's pretty big here. TikTok is the main one. Just keep that in mind. Not only are they spying on everything you do, but they're also trying to influence your opinions and your thoughts. So maybe avoid that one. Another one that you should probably avoid unless you're going to be in China doing anything is WeChat. Now, I have WeChat. It's essential here because you use it to pay for things. You use it to, book tickets. You use it to pay bills. You use it to talk to each other, video calls, text messages, buy movie tickets, whatever, whatever you think of, you use it for. It's also social media. You post things on there, and it basically does everything. Nobody uses phones to call anybody. Nobody text messages. They just use WeChat. But WeChat definitely spies on you. I mean, it's not even hidden that they're spying on you. They are literally watching everything you do. In fact, I had an experience with a friend who's in Canada. We were talking about this situation that's going on in Hong Kong. Excuse me. And I was going to send a message, and all of a sudden my screen flickered, and it would not let me send the message I was trying to send. It was really bizarre. I had to switch over to WhatsApp in order to talk to my friend. Just really bizarre stuff. It definitely is spying on you, and it's one of the ways that the Chinese government can find dissidents. If they're communicating with people and they're saying things against the government, then they will know about it because, well, the computer will alert them, and it'll send it to a person who will look at the conversation, and bam, you're in trouble. You're going to get your social credit score dropped or something. You can even get in trouble they have these group chats, of course, and if you happen to be in the group chat, and maybe if you created the group chat and suddenly there's somebody saying all this stuff against the government, guess what? You as the creator of the group chat are responsible, and you'll be in trouble. And anyone in the group chat might also get in trouble or flagged in some way. Just crazy stuff. Again, if you don't want to be spied upon by a hostile foreign government, then probably don't use WeChat or TikTok or any of those things. All right, let's take a look at some of these Chinese social media apps. I've just remembered, most of the Chinese apps are not available on PC, so never mind that. I'm going to have to show you guys on the on the phone, so hopefully you'll be able to see on the little tiny phone screen. But when I do a search for these types of apps, it just comes up with like, well, here are some Chinese video playing apps if you want to watch movies, but I really am not interested in tutorials on how to use the live streams, so we'll look on the phone without further ado. This may come as a surprise, but I don't actually have any of these apps on my phone, so let's go ahead and try and download one. Now, it's not going to be available as far as I know on the Google Play Store. I'm going to have to use the Galaxy Store because I'm in China. Let's see, and just copy and paste this Chinese word here. Kuai Shou, by the way, is what it's called. And there it is right up at the top. Let's see how quickly we can download it with this amazing 5G phone. This might take a little while, so I'll just speed this up for you guys. Well, there you go. It's downloaded. It's just installing now. Let's see what it requires for me to get on here. Some of these apps require a national ID, so there's no guarantee that I'm actually going to be able to get on here and see anybody doing anything. Oh, what's this? Thanks for using Kuai app. Please read and agree to the privacy protection policy. Right. While you're watching videos, we will request permission to storage to download videos and or cache relevant files, and request system permission to collect your device and log information for Wow. We will also request permission to access your location to recommend videos at trend nearby page. Display blah blah blah. Okay, well I'm in China, they can do all this stuff anyway, so I guess it needs to make phone calls too, huh? That's interesting. Well, here we are. We're on the thing. These are the trend. Let's see what this guy's doing. Looks like some countryside guy. Download. I don't want to download anything. Well, I don't know if this is supposed to be a comedy or what's going on there, but here's some people doing stuff. Oh, here's some of the people eating. What? I don't want to see more posts. I want to see the current one. Oh, they're at an internet cafe. Oh, this is like TikTok. Oh, no. Oh, fun. They're eating seafood. Yeah, so anyway, you get the idea. I don't know how to get on the live stream ones, but a lot of these are just people doing random stuff all day, or what has become increasingly popular as of late. So as I mentioned, these apps have kind of morphed as of late into a sales platform. Now that does remind me, one recent development in the live streaming app world of something called White Monkey Jobs. If you're wondering what that is, essentially, there's all these weird, odd jobs that specifically require white European people to pretend to be things. You know, maybe they'll have you go to a conference, and sorry if there's a lot of wind. They'll have you go to a conference and pretend to be a doctor, for example, to make the place look more international. Or maybe they'll have you, they'll hire some lady to sit in the receptionist desk, again, to make it look more international, their business. I'd heard there'd been a decline, but there seems to be sort of a coming back of these kinds of jobs, especially in the live stream app sales platform thing. So they'll hire foreigners to either model the clothes or whatever it is, or to sit on there to try and draw attention, you know, that sort of thing. So it's a new addition to the White Monkey Jobs. I'll have to make a video about White Monkey Jobs, or you'll have to leave a comment. Let me know if you're interested in learning what in the world of White Monkey Jobs are. I'll have to do some research. I'm not sure if it's limited to just China, or if that's something that exists in let's say Japan or Korea or some of these other places. They're pretty well developed, and I don't know if they really have those kinds of things, but who knows? If you're interested, you can let me know in the comments. You know, as I'm walking along here, the thought suddenly occurred to me, why don't we block or ban all of the Chinese apps? I mean, name one Western app that isn't banned in China. You can't get on WhatsApp, you can't get on Facebook, you can't get on Twitter, you can't get on Instagram, YouTube, you can't get on anything. They're all banned. So what are we doing allowing them? You know, it seems a little unfair. They ban everything that we have, but we just let them come into our country with their apps and program our youth and do whatever they want, spy on us. And in the name of free market societies or whatever, we just let them get away with it. Well, maybe in the name of reciprocity, the apps should be banned until such time that they allow all of our apps into their market. But I know they won't do that, not unless they come under incredible pressure, because they know that as soon as the American apps were allowed into the Chinese market, most of their apps would vanish. The users would switch immediately. Nobody's going to use Weibo when they can get on Facebook or Instagram or any of those things. And ours are significantly better, despite what you might hear from sycophants and other people that are just, well, they've swallowed the China pill or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you think about it in the Matrix. Now they're talking about red and blue pills for right and left, or Republican, Democrat, or whatever. I suggest there's a third one, the China pill. And there happens to be a lot of foreigners in China that have swallowed that pill. Don't listen to them. The apps here, their versions of the Western social media apps are total crap. So, yeah, people would switch in a heartbeat. So, again, my leaning, I think now that I think about it, is more toward that. It's a conditional thing. Should we ban the apps? Yes and no. If they're going to ban our apps and hurt our companies, then yeah, we should ban them until they open up their market to our stuff. So, and I don't mean one of those joint venture sort of crap things where they steal all your proprietary stuff. I mean, literally open up the market and let Facebook and Google and all of these companies come in and operate just as they do in the United States. None of this censorship crap. Of course, that's a kind of a joke. Ironic, isn't it? They're censoring us in the United States, but they should get rid of that too. That's kind of my leaning. Conditional. You can have your apps in our country and do whatever you like, as long as you let ours into your country. Yeah. And I think with that, we'll call it a wrap. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should the apps be banned? Should TikTok be banned? Should it be conditional based on whether they let our apps into their country? Or should we just be saying, well, it's up to the individual whether they want to use it or not? Or is it a matter of war, you know? That this is harming our country and we should block it for that reason because it's a malicious attack. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, as always, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are up. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
This week of legislation.
Yeah, speaking of market reaction, Professor Gone,